Hello and welcome to ET Energy World. I am Arushi Kondal and you are listening to Insight, where we discuss the most impactful stories of the week. In today's special edition, we will be talking to Mumbai-based solar project developer Avaada Energy's chairman Mr. Vineet Mittal, where we will talk to him about the company's expansion plans, how they are dealing with the COVID-19 outbreak and the impact of basic customs duty on their firm, among other things. So, sir, beginning with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, everyone is talking about across the sectors. What has been the impact on your business operations as a result of the outbreak? And are you on track to achieve your 5 gigawatt portfolio target by 2022?
So like you rightly said that COVID had impact across the value chain and availability of manpower for construction. And it actually simply reminded all of us that we need to relearn how to interact with the environment and how to work in constraint. And for us, what we have done is that we were always on digital platform, and we had all our data and co-working facilities online, and all our employees have laptop, and many of them who needs to have printers. We provided printers to them at home before the lockdown had actually happened. What we could do is that we had limited impact during the lockdown. We used that time to ensure that all our engineering and back-end work which is required to be done for ensuring that project construction happens smoothly when the things open up. We did that, and fortunately we could start at all our sites, though with limited manpower once the lockdown was opened up, and we will continue to be on track so far if there is no another lockdown. But in period of uncertainty, it is tough to say exactly if we will achieve our 5 gigawatt target. We have already signed PPAs worth more than 4 gigawatts. So we are broadly there, and depending on how COVID shapes up, we should be on the positive side. We are looking to complete our target.
Okay. Now moving on to the next question. What is your target specifically for India? Tell us about your future capacity expansion plans.
So actually in India, we are looking at a 10 gigawatt target by 2025. It's driven by the government of India's central government's plan of reaching a 450 gigawatt renewable target in India by 2030 and 100 gigawatt target by 2022. So currently, what we are looking at is a lot of central government sponsored PPAs are driven by NTPC, NHPC, and Solar Energy Corporation of India. We are actively participating in that. We are also among a few people who are participating very actively in Maharashtra and Gujarat tenders. We have also participated in the Bihar tender. So we think it's a doable target. We currently have capability to do around 1.5 to 2 gigawatt a year. And if the pandemic does not cause further disruption, I think it's a doable target which we intend to achieve.
Your firm is also planning to set up 350 megawatt solar plant in Maharashtra. Can you tell us more about it? Like what was the value of the order? Can you give us more details on it?
So actually, as you look at in solar industry, the contracts are done based on the power purchase agreement. So they purchase electricity from us. This project we are doing it for MSEDCL in Rajasthan, and it will be connected through ISTS system. Currently, we are running ahead of schedule on this project, and we hope to complete it on time. We have achieved the financial closure for this project. We in fact had received 3-time oversubscription also on this project in terms of the financial closure. And and transmission line construction, switchyard construction, and all the project work at site has fully started. So we are hoping we'll be able to successfully commission this project much ahead of time schedule with the government. And this project, if you want to look at from the energy supply perspective, will be able to power around 4.8 lakhs household with clean energy, and will also help Maharashtra to reduce its cost of electricity in totality. It's a very competitive project.
Mr. Mittal, are you also looking to raise capital to support your future plans?
We have raised equity infusion from Asian Development Bank, DEG, and other European investors like Proparco and FMO. And these industries, when you are growing up, requires a lot of capital. So we would continue to raise the money in future also. Currently, our focus is on all the signing contract to ensure each of them achieve financial closure, and we continue to grow. And as you would have known that ADB and DG are the repeat investor. They have invested in our earlier venture, and they have come back again. And I think in this sector, the biggest advantage is that long-term quality investors who are focusing on impact investments are coming, and they are looking along with financial return is the fight against the climate change. And usually these contracts are locked in for 25 years, so that provides them a stable cash flow. And once the project are operational, the only risk investor is carrying is the payment security, which in federal government project is relatively secure payment, and there is a consistent payment track record of SECI, NHPC, and NTPC of timely payment.
Avaada was also the successful bidder for 2 gigawatt solar energy projects auction conducted by NHPC recently at about 2.5 rupees per unit for 320 megawatts. So, Mr. Mittal, what is your view on the falling tariff prices?
There are multiple reasons for the same. A lot of global investors looking at a very low risk adjusted return from India, and projects run by the central government sponsored companies have indirect sovereign comfort, and that is why they are willing to take a slightly higher risk. But if you look at for the project of MSETCL or some other state government projects, they are attracting slightly higher tariff. And the second reason for over competitiveness is that there are new players who have entered into this sector in the last 6 months, and usually they have a higher confidence in a well-designed and secure PPA with a decent time frame. And since ISTS projects have free access to ISTS connectivity till December 22, there are bidders who are looking at those projects because they can be done in Gujarat and there is Rajasthan, where there is an ample land and better radiation available. But I believe that long term in India, it will be distributed generation of power with almost every state setting up one solar plant in every district of the country, and that would not be at such a competitive tariff. Probably there will be some premium to that, but that will make the gain of solar spread throughout the country than just a few states getting the benefit of all solar investments.
Given the push around Atmanirbhar Bharat by Prime Minister Modi, how are you planning to contribute to it? Do you have any plans to start manufacturing solar equipment anytime?
Actually, if you look at the concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat is very well designed. So wherever and in whatever sector we have a huge clear requirement for a consistent period of 8 to 10 years, there is a need to invest into the backward integration. So the manufacturing opportunity in renewable energy equipment space is really good, and it will attract many investors from across the board. Currently, our main focus is on IPP, but at the same time, we are evaluating new opportunities to diversify. And if we come into the manufacturing, we will come along with the existing players. So there are many global players who are looking at investing in India, and if there is a strategic or synergic play there, we would like to participate.
The government is also planning to impose 20% basic customs duty on solar modules to provide an edge to domestic manufacturers and ultimately discourage imports. What impact will it have for your company, and what measures has the company taken to lower imports from China?
So if you look at the projects which are bidded out, they are bidded out based on a certain cost structure, which is based on the policies prevailing at that particular point of time. All the projects which government has announced or awarded the contract till BCD is implemented, those projects government has already clarified that they will grandfather and you can source it from anywhere. For all our future bid, we will consider the impact of BCD and local manufacturing into our tariff. The tariffs are not going to be the same way competitive like past, but it will still be lower than the average power price purchased and much cheaper than the thermal power project. So we think this will have a short-term impact on this sector, but this will make India self-reliant on local manufacturing and backward integration. So that will also help to generate a lot of the job. Already, solar and wind sector construction is one of the largest employer in the country, and our sector is employing a lot of the manpower which earlier used to get employed by the real estate construction. So there we have become a very good substitute for the same. And for the future project, each and every player in the industry would imagine the cost impact, etc., of the basic custom duty and safeguard duty, which was recently announced by the government, and the tariffs would reflect the cost structure of the same. But I think long-term strategy of Atmanirbhar Bharat over next 5 to 10 years will be a rewarding experience for government as well as the local entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Mr. Mittal. That will be all in today's episode. Keep watching this space for more. Thank you.